This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion. You know what? That's about the what you can call this. It's just going to be me discussing a couple points on what could be coming down the pipe here. Well, I mean, a miracle would be today, but probably more like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If things keep progressing, seems like the NHL and NHLPA have come back to reality a little bit here based on their negotiations, and now suddenly we could be talking a 56 game season or something there. I think that's the number. And of course, starting mid January with training camps opening up on the 1st or 2nd of the month. So, okay, all of a sudden, heck yeah, right on, my friends. We have NHL hockey potentially coming back our way within the next about 5 weeks. That's when you could see maybe an exhibition game or something happening, is we have NHL hockey that close to returning. If the NHL and NHLPA, they can figure out the schedule stuff, but also figure out the money stuff. But it all of a sudden, as we've turned to this new stuff we've learned today, is everybody's kind of backed away from the money being the big issue here for a moment, and suddenly it sounds like maybe there is hope just yet that the Edmonton Oilers can get back to playing hockey and Connor McDavid can get back to dominating our television sets by January. All right, my friends, that's great. That's gold. That's awesome. I I mean, I'm being calm about it because I don't want to get too excited, but that's friggin' awesome if it comes true. The other part that will be friggin' awesome if it comes true, and I'll tell you this, the best part about it is the floodgates will finally open. I put out a tweet today, just kind of a laughing tweet almost, about how the New Jersey Devils have all this cap space, and you want to steal the attention of the NHL verse for I don't know, 45 an hour minimum on a sleepy Friday in the middle of winter, December 4th. The New Jersey Devils are the team that are capable of doing that given their cap space, but they're probably not going to do it. And the reason is, with all this uncertainty, nobody wants to make another move until something is decided. And that's fair, right? New Jersey has a lot of options. They have like 17 or 16 million dollars in cap space, and they can really go do something fun with that if they have certainty on what happens next. So, if that's the Devils situation, that would then probably mean that as well is the Oilers situation, and that's where I get really excited, where if we are like maximum or minimum, I guess maximum 2 weeks, 1 week away from a deal, minimum 3 or 4 days, say Monday, Tuesday, suddenly the floodgates for Oilers news could open up unlike what we've seen for the past about month and a half. We have not seen anything of use for the past month and a half. The floodgates could very, very easily open up and just drown us almost in Oilers news once a deal is reached. Obviously, you've got Clefbaum, then you've got Bear, then you've got this, then you got PTOs, then you bang, 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 right? And obviously, we can talk about PTOs. I could talk about PTOs in the next video if you want me to. Problem is, when you've got a team like New Jersey with $17 million in cap space, when you've got about 5 teams there with more than $5 million in cap space, anybody I'd want for a PTO is probably going to be snatched up by those teams. So that there is in the problem, right? Is they have roster space, they have cap space, and they need players. So in New Jersey is more likely to get one of our PTO players we want right now than say once training camp is a week away and we have a deal and everything's good and it's Christmas time, right? Obviously, that's where we'd be looking at is, yeah, you know what, by then, let's talk PTOs. Right now, you can't, because once the floodgates open on Oilers news and NHL news, the landscape is going to change rapidly, it's going to change quickly, and it's going to change beautifully as we get into another season of the NHL. But for right now, we're still in that lull. But just the fact, just the simple fact, my friends, that we could be sitting here a week from today, right? They could release it 3 p.m. next Friday. NHL season starts January 15th, 56 games, playoff to begin, whatever, May. Let's go. Wow, that would be absolutely insane. And when you couple it with everything else kind of going on in the world, the timeline might kind of sort of add up. If you're trying to timeline anything other than buying a coffee in the morning from Tim's or McDonald's right now, and you better do McDonald's because they've got dollar coffees on through December 30th. Ooh, no, I'm not paid by McDonald's. I'm trying to remind myself that in the morning I have to go to McDonald's. I can't afford to go to Tim's and spend $1.89 right now. Right? It's December. That 85 cents by Christmas time, that buys the stocking stuffers, okay? You see where the math goes? But, right, that's about all you can really game plan day to day. Am I going to Tim's or am I going to McDonald's, given the way the world works? And I know I've been critical of some things for different people's situations that don't apply to mine kind of deal, but that's, if I can boil it down to 2020 in a nutshell, is you're going to have one constant you can control. For me, right, it's going to Tim's or McDonald's in the morning, or for somebody else, it's getting up and going for a walk in the morning. There is at least one thing you can control in 2020, but there are so many things you don't, and it is absolutely impossible to game plan, as we've found all year, where you'll be a month from now. So that's kind of the interesting part. But again, right, take real life back to hockey here a second. You kind of see where that merges, but you kind of also see what everybody's trying to game plan for the next 6 months or so, and everything might sort of line up for the Oilers and the NHL to have a successful season. Then again, you can have the MLB model. You can have whatever model you want, and there should be a good chance that you can do it because, I mean, we're the human race and we do anything we want 90% of the time. So, just saying. All right, that said, that done. All right, that little rant over is the fact that, yes, despite anything, is once we get official news, the floodgates open. And honestly, I'll play devil's advocate here with myself. If they officially cancel the season, trust me, the floodgates will open. You want to talk about an angry Tyson Dolynny on Dolynny TV that day, you will see me come completely unglued if that comes to fruition. So make sure to maybe keep that in mind for when things get a little dicey here in the next few weeks. But I think, honestly, based on what I've read today and based on how things have progressed in the past, say, 36 hours between the NHL and NHLPA, is if they both just can come to realization playing is better than not playing, which I think they both know is the key here, is we're going to be just dandy. And there will be a resolution here within probably a week to 2 weeks. And then, my friends, Christmas Day, and then Christmas in January 15th, once the NHL gets underway. And imagine that. Imagine how many videos I have to get going and how many discussions we have to have as soon as those floodgates open. Players sign, PTOs, Oilers will win the cup, Oilers will do this, Oilers will do that, Canadian division predictions, Canadian this, Canadian that. Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm sounding like I have to do about 3 videos a day for the next 3 months, and I'm good with that. Yeah, honestly, actually 3 videos a day for the next 6, 7, 8 months, depending on how long the season runs for the Oilers, because, well, game previews, game reviews, live streams, stuff like that. Now that I know I can live stream, that's a little bit of a different story than I thought to begin with. But again, I'm still on the delayed feed and stuff. But I don't know. I'm still not 100% determined on live streaming every game like I did last year, or live streaming the majority of them. But again, I do appreciate hanging out with you guys and getting your opinions. So maybe somebody will have to convince me otherwise on that idea I'm having. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I don't think this is a video where we can argue with each other too much. I don't think this is a really hard thing to understand in this one, or a hard one to kind of just agree on. The fact that once the NHL and NHLPA decide what they're doing, that the floodgates open. That's the argument, right? That's what I'm saying. That's the argument. And I don't think that's at all too hard of an argument to figure out. So guys, I'm going to catch you later. This has been Dolynny TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you for video number 4 on a Friday. Oh my goodness. She's been a good day. Guys, I'll catch you later.